In the sweltering heat of the African delta, the river appears asleep. The surface is glass, but this is a deception. Beneath the murky water lies a society as complex, as volatile, and as brutal as any human empire. We see them as river horses, clumsy, bloated giants floating like driftwood. But this is a lie. This is the capo, the boss, a 2-ton warlord whose authority is absolute. By day, the river is his fortress. He sits submerged, eyes like periscopes, scanning a kingdom where he is judge, jury, and executioner. But to understand the monster, you must understand the life he protects. This isn't just a beast, it is a creature of deep social bonds, constant political tension, and biological miracles. A hippopod is not a family, it is a pressure cooker. Imagine 30, 40, sometimes 100 massive bodies crammed into a shrinking pool of water. Personal space does not exist here. They rest chin on back, skin on skin. This intimacy serves a purpose. It is a defense against the chaotic world outside. But inside the pod, the tension is palpable. The capo, the dominant male, controls a stretch of river roughly 250 meters long. Every female, every calf, and every submissive male in this zone belongs to him. The noise is deafening. It is a chorus of grunts, wheezes, and bellows that vibrate through the water and into the air, reaching 115 decibels, as loud as a thunderclap. This is the sound of a society constantly negotiating its own existence. Young males practice sparring, clashing jaws in a mock war, while the females form a protective nursery, a fortress of flesh around the vulnerable young. But being a giant in a swamp comes with a price. Parasites. In the stagnant water, leeches and ticks are a constant plague. The capo has the power to crush a crocodile, but he cannot scratch his own back. So, the warlord visits the clinic. In a remarkable display of interspecies diplomacy, the hippo opens his mouth, not to bite, but to invite. Swarms of barbels and labeo fish rush in. They are the cleaning crew. They scour the hippo's teeth, removing food particles and dead skin. They clean his wounds, preventing the deadly infections that could kill a titan. On his back, the oxpecker birds perform surgery. They pick out ticks and open wounds to keep them clean. It is a moment of peace in a violent life. The giant closes his eyes, entering a trance-like state, surrendering his massive body to the care of creatures smaller than his eye. When the spa closes, the physics of the giant take over. Watch him move underwater. It defies logic. A creature of this size, filled with fat, should float. But he sinks like a stone. Nature has engineered him with a heavy secret: osteosclerosis. His bones are solid, dense, devoid of air pockets. He is wearing a skeleton made of lead. He does not swim, he walks. He gallops in slow motion across the riverbed, a ghost in the machine. This biological ballast allows him to move with terrifying silence. He can hold his breath for 5 minutes, heart rate dropping, becoming an invisible trap. You won't hear him coming until he surfaces right beneath you. But how does a capo maintain his throne? He does not need to fight every day. He uses chemical warfare. To us, it is repulsive. To them, it is the perfume of power. When a rival approaches or a female is ready to mate, the capo turns his back. He releases a stream of dung and urine, spinning his propeller-like tail to spray the mixture over a massive area. This is muck spreading. It signals his dominance, his testosterone levels, and his health. To a female, this scent is hypnotic. To a rival, it is a "do not enter" sign written in biological waste. He is literally painting the river with his identity. If the warning is ignored, the ritual ends and the violence begins. The hippo's yawn is the ultimate threat display. His jaw unhinges to a staggering 180 degrees. Inside, the incisors are not for eating grass. They are combat spikes made of ivory harder than steel, sharpening themselves every time he closes his mouth. 2,000 pounds per square inch. Let that sink in. A lion bites with 650 psi. The hippo bites with the force of a hydraulic press. He can snap a crocodile's spine like a dry twig. When two males fight for territory, it is a collision of tectonic plates. They slash at each other's shoulders, aiming to puncture lungs or break legs. These are not skirmishes. They are wars of attrition that can last for hours, turning the river red. But as the sun sets, the water empire loses its value. The capo is hungry. To fuel this biological tank, he needs 40 kilograms of grass. Every single night. So he leaves the safety of the water. The transition is terrifying. On land, his skin begins to dry. His eyes, perfect for the murky depths, struggle in the pitch black. He becomes a nomad, walking up to 10 kilometers inland on hippo highways. Paths carved into the earth by centuries of ancestors. Here in the dark, the god becomes immortal. He is nervous, and a nervous 2-ton tank is a recipe for disaster. He grazes with a rhythmic grinding sound that echoes in the night. If a human or a predator stands between him and the water, he does not negotiate. He charges. 30 kilometers an hour. Faster than you. Faster than an Olympic sprinter. A creature of pure momentum. In the deep darkness, eyes are watching. The lions. They are starving and they see a mountain of meat. A single lion stands no chance. But a pride acts like a virus, attacking from all sides. This is the ultimate clash of titans. The lions have agility and claws. The capo has sheer mass and a hide that is 6 centimeters thick. Organic Kevlar. The lion's claw at his back, trying to bleed him out, trying to collapse the engine. The roar of the lions, the panic in the dust, the deep guttural bellows of the giant. He spins, snapping those 2,000 psi jaws. If he connects, the lion is gone. If he doesn't, he drags the weight of his attackers toward the water. It is a race against blood loss. The moment his feet touch the river, the game is over. The lions recoil. They know that in the water, the mountain becomes a monster. Yet, the most dangerous time for a hippo is the day it is born. Conception happens in the water. Birth happens in the water. The calf enters the world holding its breath. It is born into the abyss. Its first act of life is a desperate swim to the surface for a gulp of air. The mother isolates herself from the pod for weeks. She is the embodiment of rage and tenderness. The bond is profound. The calf cannot hold its breath as long as the mother, so it rests on her neck, using her head as a raft. But the river is cruel. Crocodiles wait for a mistake. Male hippos, in fits of territorial rage, may try to kill the calf to force the mother back into mating season. This is the dark side of the empire, infanticide. The mother must fight the world to keep her legacy alive, screaming against the inevitability of nature. If you strip the hippo from this land, the ecosystem would collapse. He is the architect. As he walks through the papyrus, he carves the channels that allow water to flow. He breathes life into the delta. His waste, tons of it deposited daily, fertilizes the sterile waters, feeding the algae, which feeds the fish, which feeds the birds. He is the engine of the river. He creates the very world he rules. He is destructive, yes, but he is also the creator. As dawn breaks, the capo returns to his fortress. He is scarred. He is exhausted. As the sun rises, his body begins to weep that famous blood sweat, hipposudoric acid, sealing his cuts and protecting him from the radiation. He slides into the cool, dark water with a sigh that bubbles to the surface. He is not beautiful in the traditional sense. He is a chaotic mix of biology, physics, and brute force. A relic of the past, guarding his shrinking empire. He is the heavy bone in the water, the hydraulic jaw in the mud, the king of the river, and in his presence every other creature knows the rule. Bow down or be broken.